Heck yeah, it's payday. You know what that means. Time to go to the doctor. Hey, it's Game Rant, and here it is, Cyberpunk 2077, 20 best Ripperdoc upgrades, ranked. Number 20, Mantis Blades. Swords in your arms. It's really that simple. The Mantis Blades are among the coolest and least practical upgrades you can get. What's the issue then? Well, there are many times in Cyberpunk when you want to resort to your fists to resolve a situation without getting too messy. And even if you can sheath your blades, it's the muscle memory and quick impulses that accidentally escalate a quick jab into a complete vivisection. Whoops. Number 19. Camilo RAM Manager. Alright, Netrunners, let's get on to your side of things with the Camilo RAM Manager. This one is a handy backup for when you need just a little extra juice before pulling off a quick hack. Its attributes are simple. You drop below 20% of RAM, you instantly get a 23% boost, which if you've been packing on the memory, could be an instant game changer, should you find your little hacker in over their chromed head. Number 18. MCH Falcon. As the list goes on, you're going to notice an emerging and illogical pattern. A factor so beyond procedural efficiency, some will say it has no place on this list. Of course, we are speaking of fun. That's right, as serious as this big boy adventure game is, Night City is ripe for goofing off. And what better way to experiment with the game's mechanics than a prolonged and fast-loading slowdown effect? Practical? Not really. Fun? Well, it's on the list, isn't it? Number 17. Biodyne Berserk. There's a lot of ways to win a fight in Night City, and one of the more impractical ones is contained in the Biodyne Berserk OS. Here, players will Hulk out, being granted enhanced strength and reduced damage, but most importantly, you get to do the silly little jab hook uppercut combo. Again, this is a highly inefficient use of time and energy, but it is tremendously silly, and no, we won't stop doing it. Number 16. Smart Link. Tired of that boring old combat where you aim and shoot? Who has time for that anymore, right? Well, hook yourself up with a Smart Link and open up your arsenal to smart auto-targeting assault rifles, pistols, and machine guns. At this point, you're less of a marksman and more of a bullet wizard. If you're tired of dragging your firearms millimeters at a time, just hold, aim, and shoot, and let the Smart Link do the work. Number 15. Titanium Bones. It's actually easy to forget at times that Cyberpunk does indeed have the dreaded encumbrance feature, meaning players will need to keep themselves to a limited weight, or else they'll have reduced movement. We say it's easy to forget because if you buy the titanium bones, you'll instantly be able to carry 60% more, making it easier to carry around even more junk you'll just disassemble later anyway. Such is life. Number 14. Optical Camo. Even though we're already at number 14, we're already at the second to last to earn its spot purely for its fun factor. Optical Camo allows players to quickly turn invisible, confusing nearby enemies to search for your outline. And that's really the thing here. The AI is never so smart or aware that turning invisible in the open world feels practical. But darn it, this is the future, and it looks cool. Number 13. Reflex Tuner. Welcome back to practicality with the Reflex Tuner. As we've previously seen, slowing down time is mostly to feel like an action movie star, but the Reflex Tuner is sensible for players unaccustomed to fast-paced action games, as once your health dips below 25%, the Reflex Tuner kicks in to help you figure out who and what is trying to kill you and what direction to run to next. Very handy. Number 12. Synaptic Accelerator. Stealth is a great option, especially early on in Cyberpunk. But even if the AI is never so brilliant as to require advanced cloaking techniques, everyone goofs every now and again and gets caught trying to sneak their way into another gang hideout. The Synaptic Accelerator gives you a heads up by slowing down time, but this also means you can silence whatever is catching you before the rest of their friends show up, keeping you undetected. That's handy. Number 11. Oxal. This is a must-have for all Netrunners. The Oxal rewards players for taking down an enemy with a small boost of RAM, making it perfect as you weave from one type of weapon to the next, or if you're taking down a bunch of goons at once with a quick hack. You'll see automatic returns of 5 to 7% back in RAM, which as previously mentioned before, if you're making RAM your priority, those are major power gains, simply by playing the game. A great way for Netrunners to get OP fast. Number 10. Blood Pump. The one and only healing item you will ever need is the Blood Pump. You're getting instant major boosts in health, up to 110 HP, followed by a nice cushion of fast health regen, making it a health upgrade and a half. It's as basic and efficient as it gets, and everyone should have it in their build. Number 9. Kuroshi, the Oracle Optics. Again, you want optical implants? We're not going to beat around the bush. Kuroshi, the Oracle Optics, and you're done. We're talking a super smart pair of eyeballs that let players see everything in the vicinity. Actually, it looks sort of bad when you see it in video like this, but while you're playing Cyberpunk, it's second nature to slot between 10x cybervision and the regular world. Again, a must-own. Number 8. Subdermal Armor. If it's not clear by now, we're mostly heading into our practical part of our list. And while the subdermal armor might not be the most imaginative item here, we do recommend it for its numerous applications, mainly stopping V from zeroing every 5 steps or so. It's armor, reduced damage, and if you want to have a good time in the 21st century, you're gonna want to have some. Number 7. Visual Cortex support. So far, we've been getting up and close and personal for our offensive attacks, but oftentimes it's smart to let your enemy come to you. With the Visual Cortex support system, you'll want to keep a clear distance as your chance for critical attacks goes up by nearly 1/3 the further away you are. Sure, it's cowardly, but they no longer have a head, and you do, so there's that. Number 6. Reinforced Tendons. The single greatest power in all of video games graces Cyberpunk 2077 with its presence. We are, of course, speaking of the great double jump, an ability which makes no physical sense no matter how hard CD Projekt Red tries to explain it. Master this in Air Dash, and goodbye cars, you've got rooftops to explore. Number 5. Heal on kill. This one is a little confusing, so we'll try and break it down bit by bit. Heal means to recover, in this case the health of V. On is a preposition, signifying the conditions of when or where the health will be applied. And kill is what V does non-stop. So if you enjoy that little memory boost from the Camilo RAM upgrade, you'll love Heal on kill. Hope that clears things up. Number 4. Biometer. Biometers need little to no explanation for anyone, but for posterity's sake, we'll explain that a biometer allows players to automatically recover health once they've lost more than half of their HP. It's not very interesting, but it's extremely useful when you're running headlong into bullets. It's a video game standard for a reason, and one we suggest keeping. Number 3. Second Heart. The second heart is not the final fun factor entry on this list. That will be up just shortly. The second heart is something altogether more convenient, with a functional purpose, and yet it's the presentation that puts it over the edge for us. Essentially a second life. V hits the ground dead and bam, he comes back up. An excellent use of the Cyberpunk theme, and one that just never gets old, at least in our opinion. Number 2. Projectile launch system. Yes, we know, but ultimately this is a collective list, and the numbers ultimately bore out that the projectile launch system was a winner, not for meaningful use, but simply because it's fun to have a rocket launcher in your arm. Again, there is no reason. There are several more beneficial uses to this slot, but none of them let you turn your arm into a cannon. The math simply doesn't lie. Sorry. Number 1. Netwatch Netdiver MK1. Alright, let's quit kidding around. There's nothing, and we mean nothing, better than the Netwatch Netdiver MK1. Perfectly tuned up to Tier 5. You're getting tons of RAM, snappy recovery, and several slots for quick hacks. That combination on a Netrunner turns all of Night City into a playground to be hacked and exploded. If you don't use quick hacks in Cyberpunk 2077, you're just not playing the game right. And there you have it. Cyberpunk 2077, 20 best Ripperdoc upgrades, ranked. Care to drop your specs in the comments below? We'll make sure to check them out. And keep clicking around here on Game Rant, and we'll see you next time.